you very much, everyone, for joining me in my final review of the Pakistan Super League 9 tournament. We've obviously done the reviews team by team, and last but certainly not least are Islamabad United. What can one say about them? They've become the first team to have won the Pakistan Super League on 3 occasions. Going into the tournament, I predicted that they would do really well. I predicted that they would win the tournament. But predictions aren't always right. But in this case, I actually got one right. On paper, they went in with a strong squad, mixture of youth, experience, a lot of talent, some unfulfilled talent, some players with points to prove as well. And they had all bases covered, really, in terms of spin bowling options. You had Shadab and Imad Wasim. The batting options, particularly at the top of the order in Alex Hales, Colin Munro, and then later on Martin Guptill for the last 3 games. And then, the middle order of Azam Khan and the likes of Shadab himself, and Salman Aliaga, Imad Wasim, Haider Ali. So, as I said, they had all the bases covered. Pace bowlers, you had the likes of Naseem Shah, and in fact, all 3 Shah brothers as well. So, as I said, they went into the tournament they've done the homework and they had all the bases covered. And it was going to be tough to actually oust them as champions because, when you've got such a strong squad with no obvious weaknesses, then you're going to be tough to beat. The group stage, though, was a mixed bag for them. They won 5, they lost 4, 1-0 result. They sort of stumbled into the second stage of the tournament with 11 points. Obviously, Karachi Kings and Lahore Qalandars couldn't catch them. They finished 3rd in the group stage. They'll have been a little bit disappointed with that. They lost 3 matches in a row, second, third, and fourth match that they played, and some other franchises would have panicked a little bit. They would have been a little bit worried because they were out of the top 4. But credit to Islamabad United, they didn't panic. They stuck to their strengths, and they showed faith in a lot of their players. And then by the time they got to the latter stages of the group format of the tournament, and then also the knockout stages, then the momentum was with them. They won 5 matches in a row to lift the tournament. And in these sort of tournaments, when a team has got momentum, they are very, very difficult to beat. Because, as I say, when they'd lost those 3 matches in a row, they didn't panic. They stuck to their guns. They stuck to their game plans, and they turned things around. And to win 5 matches in a row in a knockout tournament like this is quite an achievement, really, especially in the T20 format. And their form just got better and better. The team got stronger and stronger. The momentum just built, and they had a number of players who, towards the end of the tournament, they found their form when they had struggled early in the tournament. So, I mean, the draft, they went for safety picks in terms of a number of players who have played for Islamabad United before. They shrewdly picked Imad Wasim. They know he's a proven player in this format, somebody who's got a lot of experience behind him, good form with bat and ball, and somebody who is a tournament player. And quite often when the team needs him, he performs. And that's exactly what happened. It was a nice blend of youth and experience, as I've mentioned before, the likes of Munro, Guptill, Alex Hales, guys who have played a lot of T20 cricket around the world, and then Imad Wasim, Shadab Khan, obviously 2 vastly experienced T20 cricketers. And, even in the bowling department, they had a lot of experience, and then the youth and flair of the Shah trio. So they had, as I said before, they had all the bases covered. And it was a formidable squad that they assembled. Mike Hesson was brought in as the head coach, another shrewd appointment, experienced guy who's coached in T20 leagues around the world. He's obviously an international coach as well, a coach of the highest pedigree. And I'm very surprised that he's not being mentioned for the Pakistan job. The likes of Shane Watson, Darren Sammy have been mentioned. Then why not a PSL winner and somebody who's coached in the IPL and beyond? He would do a fantastic job, I think, as the Pakistan head coach. if he is available, of course. Azhar Mahmood was retained. Obviously, he was the head coach last time around. This time he was assistant coach. So that continuity factor was there. Azhar knows a lot of the players. He's worked with a lot of the players. Guys like Fahim Ashraf, etc., have been with the franchise a number of years. So again, it's that loyalty factor at Islamabad United. And the Azhar Mahmood and Mike Heston partnership worked in tandem really well. You know, experienced cricketers, experienced coaches, didn't panic, stuck to their guns, and knew the boys would come good eventually. And that's exactly what happened. We're looking at the numbers. 9 players played 10 or more matches in this tournament for Islamabad United. 9 players out of the squad is incredible, really, because whereas other teams were panicking, chopping and changing and um, bringing in players for a game or two, then dropping them, and then swapping players over, up and down the batting order, in and out the team. There was no panic at all from Islamabad United. They knew that the core of their starting 11 would be the same in every match. It didn't matter whether they were out of form, whether they were struggling, they were going to get support from the management and from the coaching staff and from the captain as well, Shadab Khan. He deserves a lot of praise as well. So, as I say, they stuck to their guns. They stuck with that core combination of players. Yeah, they made a few changes here and there. Obviously, some players weren't available. 1 or 2 were out of form. 1 or 2 were dropped. But you didn't get that panic mode that some of the other teams where you saw them just making changes for change's sake. Islamabad United, they only made changes if they were really, really needed. And it's a great philosophy. It's a great tactic to support your players, to support your core section of players. And it came good for them because that support and backing that they showed to players like Imad Wasim, who weren't having a great tournament at the early stages. I can imagine if Imad Wasim had been playing for some of the other franchises, he would have been on the bench carrying the drinks and the towels and not getting a look in because he hadn't done much in the first few games. But they stuck with him, and I think a lot of franchises can learn from Islamabad United in terms of loyalty and backing players. As I say, consistency in selection. There was no panic, no chopping and changing, and that worked really well for them. 5 players played in every single match for Islamabad United, so that's nearly half their team. Shadab Khan, Imad Wasim, Azam Khan, Salman Ali Aga, and Fahim Ashraf played in every single match. And as I say, that's almost half your team that's played in all encounters in a T20 tournament. That's incredible. And once again, it shows the loyalty and the faith that they have in that core group of players. Dip in form for some of the players, no problems. They back the players, no panic at all. As I mentioned, Imad Wasim is a prime example of that. 3, 4 matches, he was very quiet, didn't really do much with the bat. Bowling, wasn't taking wickets, steady with the ball, nothing spectacular. And then at the end of the tournament, he was phenomenal. 3 man of the matches in a row, and there you go, won the tournament pretty much single-handedly for Islamabad United towards the end. I think in terms of form, there weren't many better players come the end of the tournament as Imad Wasim. The momentum was built, as I said before, 5 matches in a row, and you're going upwards in terms of form, confidence. Wins breed confidence, they breed self-belief, and going into that final, Islamabad United were on a roll, and nothing was going to stop them. Shadab Khan, as I said before, he deserves a lot of praise. He had a fantastic tournament. He captained the team really well. I've not seen Shadab captain any team as well as he did this time around in the Pakistan Super League. I think he grew as a captain. He showed faith in his players. He had a lot of confidence. He had a lot of self-belief. His own form obviously helped because I think Shadab is one of those players when, like many other players, if he's struggling with bat and ball, then his captaincy suffers. But this time around, he was just oozing confidence. and he made a lot of good and important decisions for Islamabad United. And for me, he was deserving of all the accolades and the awards that he won for his performances as skipper, as a bowler, and as a batsman. And on top of that, some of the catches he took were absolutely brilliant. His fielding was incredible. Mike Hesson, as I said, he's cool, he's calm, he's a tactician, he's level-headed, he's a thinker. He's one of those coaches who isn't going to be standing on the boundary edge, putting his captain under pressure. He's not going to be one of those coaches who's screaming and shouting at his players from the dugout. He's just watching the game, taking it all in, cool as a cucumber, and a fantastic appointment. Nice guy, and fully deserved to be part of that Islamabad United setup that was successful. I think experience is vital in key moments. And when you've got that experience, like Imad Wasim, like Shadab Khan, Martin Guptill, Colin Munro, etc., then that always produces results at key times. And that final just showed the value of experience. Martin Guptill was brought in 3 matches. He was excellent, as if he'd been playing the whole tournament. I think people overlooked the fact that he was brought in and he only played 3 matches and he was successful in all 3 matches. Imad Wasim, we've mentioned him in this video a number of times, and his experience was incredible at times. Held his nerve, kept his cool, did not panic. That's the most important thing. Sometimes experienced players, they panic, but in this occasion, I think Islamabad United's experienced players, the old heads, the wise men of Islamabad United, they didn't crumble, and they showed why they are such valued commodities in T20 franchise cricket around the world. The bowling, Naseem Shah, Shadab Khan, Imad Wasim, fantastic tournaments, took a hatful of wickets. They took wickets at key moments. Imad Wasim and Shadab Khan had brilliant tournaments with especially in the middle overs, and Imad opening the bowling at times as well. Naseem Shah quite often took early wickets. He was a fantastic performer with the ball for Islamabad United. But it's not just the wicket taking and main bowlers. Your backup bowlers like Hanan, Fahim Ashraf, Tamal Mills also performed well at key moments. You know, Fahim wasn't on top of his game, but he was fairly reliable with the ball. And Islamabad United just stuck with him. They thought, well, this guy, we're going to pick him in every single match. Doesn't matter whether he performs or not. And you know, he did okay at times. Guptill, 140 runs in 3 innings. Colin Munro was consistent with the bat. What a fantastic performer Colin Munro is around the world. Another fantastic pick by Islamabad United. And you know, he's one of those players who, well, whoever he's playing for, wherever it may be, whatever the conditions are, you know he's going to play for the team. He's not one of these batters who goes out there and plays for his average. He plays for the team. And those are the batters that win matches and win tournaments as well. No point in having a batting average of 45, 50 if your team does nothing and your strike rate is 120, 125. The backup players, Salman Ali Agha, Haider Ali performed very well in that key match as well. Azam Khan from time to time scored vital runs. And Azam gets a lot of stick, but if you look at his strike rate, he's a team player. He's never somebody who'll go out there and bat for himself. He's always batting as per the game plan for the team and for the team. And you know, if he's going to get 20, 30 runs, they're going to be in no time. And he scores runs. When he scores runs, they hurt the opposition. He doesn't score runs for himself or for his average. Multan will kick themselves. Yep, they could have won that final. Multan Sultans at one stage looked like the game was theirs. It wasn't really a great total that they got, but I think when Islamabad kept on losing wickets, they looked like they were in trouble. But once again, that experience, that knowledge, that factor of having been there, done it, and the likes of Imad Wasim there at the end. Yeah, it took the youngster a it took the youngster to hit an excellent shot at the end of the match to win the tournament for Islamabad United. But I think Imad Wasim deserves a lot of credit because he was there at the other end, just guiding the batters through to the victory line. So Islamabad United, yeah, I mean, some would say it was a tough journey for them, but it goes back to that key word again, momentum. Once you've built momentum, 5 wins in a row, there's nothing, excuse me, there's nothing going to stop you, and that's exactly what they did. Good picks, safe picks, experience, youth, great combination in the squad, fantastic coaching lineup as well. And it's United by name, United by nature. Fantastic performance by them, and congratulations on their PSL 9 victory. Thank you very much for watching these PSL reviews. Hope you found them informative and enjoyable. Take care. Thank you.